game from the top to the news. Celebrity drama,
ready for me?
political trauma, the season of sports from basketball courts in the nation. Donation, give support whenever you go, wherever you listen. Knowing how you do it, she always glisten. I'm telling you, we gotta get it right. So tune in, baby, right now tonight. She get that rhythm and flow, rhythm and flow. Gotta get that rhythm and flow, rhythm and flow. She got that rhythm and flow, rhythm and flow. Let me hear that rhythm and flow. Radio show.
Hey, this is Lenny Williams.
And this is Katie Lowe.
And I enjoy listening to IntellectualRadio.com.
And welcome to Rhythm and Flow. I want to welcome you to the house that Earl built, the number one internet radio station, IntellectualRadio.com, an iHeart radio station with over 70 shows, 70 to 150 hosts and co-hosts, streaming 24/7 on your smart device with internet access. I want you to, I am big and beautiful. I want you to know that I am fat and oh so fabulous. I want you to know that I'm plump and pretty. I want you to know that I'm getting curvy and I've always been cute. But I want you to know that most of all, I'm confident. I'm the boss lady of Rhythm Flow Radio, your host, Katie Lowe. I want you to know that we have a great show lined up for you today as we welcome our in-studio guest, one of Chicago's own. That means he was born, bred, and raised in Chicago. An actor, a director, and a producer. He is a Emmy-nominated filmmaker. I'm going to let him say his own name because he can say it better than I can.
What's up, everybody? My name is John Ross.
And welcome to Intellectual Radio.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, you know what? Before we get into meat of the show, and we get to talking about John Ross and his business and his baby mamas and his baby mama, because he probably got a wife. You know why? I can look at this guy.
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna tell you. See, I don't do relationship shows, but I can look at a man and tell whether he got a wife or whether he got some baby's mamas. Okay, because there'd be some guys that come in here and be on the show. And I can tell they got baby mamas, and some of them got more than one. But you can look at this young man. Yeah. I can look at his teeth and tell this man is about something. He got something going on for us.
I appreciate that.
He good looking.
Oh, hey. Now you talking my language. All right. Thank you.
Uh-oh. See that? Now he done got beside us. He's good looking. Ladies, you're not up close. But he got a nice set of teeth.
Thank you.
Ain't nothing like interviewing a man with some I almost said that word, with a picket fence in his mouth. You got some beautiful teeth, brother.
I appreciate that.
All right now.
Yeah.
Got a beard too?
Yeah.
You in the beard game?
I just grew it out about a month ago. Yeah.
Looks good.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Now, before we get into your business.
All right.
You know there are some things that are trending.
Yep.
And you know I like to talk about what's trending.
All right.
One of the things that's trending, that doggone man in that White House.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you something. If I don't call him president, I call him 45. Because 45 means 44 plus 1.
Yeah.
But he's definitely not 40. Wonder don't do that. He ain't no 44. I know he ain't no 44. We'll never have another 44. Because I lay down in my bed sometime. I say, I bet you Michelle Obama go get mad at. Y'all quit calling me. This is my fault. This is my fault. Could you check my phone and make sure that there is a volume to it? Wait. Hold on. I'm gonna stop this right now. Make sure there's volume. Hey Rochelle, welcome to Intellectual Radio. Yeah, thank you. Huh?
I'm trying to get Intellectual Radio on my iPhone.
Okay, well, if you go to Katie Lowe, to my Facebook page, or if you go to Friends Who Like Rhythm Flow Radio or Rhythm Flow Radio, either one of those pages, you'll be able to pull it up.
Okay, all right, I'm getting ready to do now.
Okay, I thank you. I thank you so much for calling in, and I hope you find it. And please share that page with your friends.
I sure will.
And hopefully, I'll see you in Florida tomorrow.
Hey, now
That's
Florida.
for sure.
All right, then.
All right, I'll talk to you later.
Bye bye. Okay. I just don't know why this keeps happening. I know I didn't turn the phone off, right? But anyway, back to what I was saying.
Uh-huh.
I was just laying in the bed and I was just thinking, as my sister would say, to myself. And I said to myself, now if Barack Obama was still president, the problems that the United States are having, especially with this climate change.
Yeah, it's pretty
Huh?
serious out there. Yeah,
It's serious.
it is.
And this orange man doesn't realize that.
Yeah.
But I was just thinking, if Barack was still in office, we wouldn't be having this.
Yeah.
And then I started thinking something else. And Michelle Obama came in my dream and slapped me upside my head. And I immediately woke up because it probably was not tasteful what I was thinking. But one of the things that's trending with this orange man is that it looked like he can't find a replacement for John Kelly.
Yeah.
He's having a serious problem. Nobody wants to be the chief of staff.
Yeah.
That sounds like that'd be a good job for me. I probably wouldn't last 24 hours because I'd be done told everything. So much for him.
Yeah.
I want to let everybody know that Wilfred DeFore, who is one of the Tuskegee Airmen during World War II, he died the other day.
Oh, wow.
He was 100 years old.
Wow.
He was one of the first African American military aviators who served with the Tuskegee Airmen in World War II.
Wow.
He died Saturday from his apartment of natural causes in New York.
Wow.
So I want to say to him, thank you for your service.
Yeah.
Another thing that I want to talk about that's trending on Facebook. Don't tell me I didn't get it. Hold on. Okay, I'm going to come back to that.
All right.
Because evidently I didn't put it in the right place. And that's my fault. But we're going to come back and we're going to get into the meat and the potatoes of the show.
All right.
I'm going to feature music today by Keith Eric James. Keith is an American record producer, singer, songwriter, and rapper from Chicago, Illinois. He is a frequent collaborator of fellow Chicago singer Jeremiah, and also has worked with various artists such as 50 Cent, Neo, Nicki Minaj, and more. So since it's the holiday season, hey, let's funk up Christmas right quick.
Let's do it.
And we'll be back in a minute.
Brand new stock got a hole in it. Mama said roll in it. We ain't never had much, like a cold business. A baby like product time, and me I like poppin' time. I know a couple brothers go and get it and they running back. Yeah. My kids want all they see on TV, and it's angry. Got me singing. Jingle, jingle bells, poppin' smells, bobbin' late at night. Jingle, jingle bells, poppin' smells, bobbin' late at night. Christmas, number brandy in my head now. Oh, Christmas, let the trees go to your head, y'all. Oh, Christmas, got that pretty mistletoe. Oh, Christmas, watch this weather bring us closer. Hey, wait a minute now. Wait a minute now. Spend a couple grand on the wristband. Gotta treat yourself, son. It's the season of giving. Gotta give to yourself some time. My little boy got a steak fresh. Polo to the underclothes. Santa at the door, get the metro. Metro, baby, let's go. All I want for Christmas is mansions high up and some fire. Got me singing, yeah. Jingle, jingle bells, and smells, robin late and day. Jingle, jingle bells, and smells, robin late up. Jingle, jingle bells, and smells, robin late and day. Jingle, jingle bells, and smells, robin late up. For Christmas, for Christmas. Come on, Granny, in my head now. For Christmas, let the trees go to your head, y'all. For Christmas, got the dirty mistletoe now. For Christmas, now watch this weather bring us closer. For Christmas, for Christmas, for Christmas. Oh, Christmas. Oh, 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 oh.
All right. Those are the sounds of Keith James. He says, "Funk Christmas Day." It is the Christmas season.
Yes, it is.
John Ross.
Yes, ma'am.
Huh, you sure got a lot of attachments to your name. Actor, director, producer.
Yeah.
Emmy nominated filmmaker.
Yes, ma'am.
That's a lot of heavyweight.
It is.
Okay. So he's born in Chicago.
I was on the south side of Chicago.
Born on South Side?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. What part of South Side? Don't tell me Inglewood.
No, I was not. I
always try to find somebody to come out of Inglewood. Don't I wonder? I ought to be ashamed of myself.
I spent most of my time in the neighborhood of Brainerd, but we moved around a lot. So we lived in Roseland, lived in K-Town on the west side. You know. So
you lived in K-Town?
I did.
Joe Soto, you ain't the only one from K-Town.
yeah. So we moved around a lot. But Brainerd is where we spend most of my time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Born in Chicago, educated in. You went to school here in Chicago?
I did. I went to Columbia College, downtown Chicago.
Okay, what high school you graduated from?
Percy Julian.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That school got a good. That school has a nice name to it.
Yeah.
All right. And you graduated from Columbia?
I did.
Okay. What you study there?
I studied film and video and a minor in marketing and advertisement.
Look like you all ready to run your own business. Hey, I mean, you got it all covered.
Yeah.
Okay. This is what I want to know.
Okay.
What gets a young man interested in the industry?
Yeah. For me, it started at the early age of 5 years old. I was 5 and I was watching movies like The Goonies, The Lost Boys, and I would see these kids acting in the movies. And I said, if they can do it, I can do it. And that's like the origin of my love for filmmaking. And as I got older, my grandmother, she had gotten a camera for her retirement party present, and she never used that thing. So we used that camera every single day just to make films, and I would invite the kids in the neighborhood to come by and be in my movie. And so we had this film called Return of the Pimps. I don't know why we called it that, but
wait. Let me back it up. I got wax in my ear. My hearing bad. At 5 years old, you ran.
No, I was 10 at that time.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh,
it's still young. But
10 years old. Talking about the Return of the Pimp.
Return of the Pimp. So we did that for about 6 years, and we just do an episode each day. We're trying to find a guy by the name of Snagger. He was a lost pimp. And that's what we do. We get my grandfather's clothes, and my grandmother had a bar in the basement, and we do the whole episode there. So that was the origin of it. And how I knew I kind of had something was that I was shooting this stuff, and at first it was just a family thing. They would come and watch and laugh at it. Then they start showing their friends, and before you know it, people are making copies of these episodes that we would do. And right then and there, I knew that I kind of had something. I didn't know what it was, but I knew that if I can get anybody to be interested in anything that I did, that was the start. And from that point on, I just wanted to kind of educate myself on how can I do it at a bit bigger scale.
Return of the Pimp.
Return of the Pimps. All right, so don't go out there and look for it because I burned the tape. So.
Oh, what you burn? Why would you burn the tape?
Nah.
That should have been. That would be real. I'm listen. I'm going looking for that tape because see, I can see. I mean, you could be another Lee Daniels.
Hey, you know, I'm trying to do something. You know, I just for me, it's just I wanted to make sure that I have my own voice and I know exactly the type of stories I want to tell. How I want to impact this industry, and that's kind of pretty much what I've been doing my whole career, even leading up to the Emmy nomination. It's just making sure that I tell the stories that I want to tell that not only just educates but entertains at the same time. So,
okay, let me ask you this: How do you go from Columbia College to getting on a set like Ali?
Ali, okay, it was a funny story. When I got to college, I started setting goals for myself, and so before the age of 20, I wanted to be my first Hollywood film. But I didn't know.
Oh, wait a minute. You said before the age of 20. How old are you?
20.
You don't look a day. How old are you?
I'm 37.
Shut up.
Yeah.
You don't look a day over 25.
Thank you.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Then.
Yeah. So I just started setting goals for myself, and that was one of my goals to be in my first Hollywood film at 20. I didn't care what it was. It could have been the smallest role, which was a very, very small role. And so on my way home one day from class, I wanted to stay on the campus until I called my girlfriend on the payphone, and we had this real big argument because she wanted me to come and visit her that night. And normally what I would do is when I'm like annoyed by something, I would go to the theater building and just act just to get my mind off stuff. And I saw they had auditions for the movie Ali. And so I went up there, even though I was unprepared, and I performed the argument I had with my girlfriend. And
oh, wow.
They knew that it wasn't a monologue. And they asked me, why did I show up there unprepared? And it was simple. It was that, you know, I had this goal of being in my first Hollywood film at 20 years old, and I wasn't going to let being unprepared stop me. I didn't know when that opportunity was going to ever, present itself again. It was 3 months from my 20th birthday. And if that meant embarrassing myself, then so be it. And then I think it was like less than a week later, I got the phone call that I got the part in the movie. So that's how that went.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. What about Barbershop 2?
Barbershop 2 came about just me being hungry, right? And so I was actually at the time I was in school full time, but I was also training to be a manager at Blockbuster Videos, right? So I guess it shows how old I am. But and so I had got the call from my counselor because I've been asking around, like I was calling every day. It's like I just want to work on another movie, And I had gotten a call from him. He said, the guys from Barbershop 2 are back. Now, the backstory about the guys from Barbershop 2 is Bob Title and George Tillman. These guys are guys that I grew up admiring. And I remember I went to go see their film Soul Food with my mom back in 1997. I was 16 years old at the time. And I remember telling my mom, I said, you know what, I'm going to work with those guys. Like, it was like a dream of mine to go work with those guys. And so when my counselor called me up and said that, hey, Barbershop 2, they're looking for interns. But it's not paying, so you may have to leave your job. It was like a no-brainer to me. And so I ended up leaving Blockbuster Video and going to work on Barbershop 2 as an intern. And by the time I left that set, they were actually figuring out ways to get me paid. But it was a phenomenal, one of my best experiences of being in Hollywood filmmaking. Yeah.
So you really got a chance to. Well, I mean, you did Barbershop 2 before you did Ali.
No, Ali was first.
First, really?
Yeah. Yeah. So we filmed Ali in 2000, and we filmed Barbershop 2 in 2003.
And we seeing Barbershop 2.
Yeah.
Because there's a Barbershop before that.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you're right. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, when you were in Columbia College, when you enrolled in Columbia College, what was your major?
So when I first started out, my major was theater.
Theater, okay.
But after working on Barbershop 2, everybody was really telling me, John had the producers.
So basically, growing up, you wanted to be an actor.
I did. That was I still act to this day. But my main love was acting. To be honest with you, my dream was to be the next Denzel Washington. That was like the goal of mine. But when I started out acting, I was just getting the same roles over and over again. It was either I was the love interest or I was the bad teenage kid who had problems in school or problems with their parents. And nobody was really giving me a chance to do anything else. And I remember I was on the set of Ali, and I remember I had a chance to talk to Will Smith for I think we were in there for like almost 2 hours. I just picked his brain about everything that he knew about the industry. And he just started telling me stories, and he told me why he got into producing himself. It was that, he's being typecasted himself, and you have to take control of your own career. And after hearing him speak and then listening to Bob Title and George Tillman, it totally changed the direction that I wanted to go through in this industry.
Okay, what are the now those were two major films there,
Yes.
movies that we know about.
Mhm.
What other small roles have you had in maybe local?
Yeah.
Should I call them local films?
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
yeah.
have you had?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Some of them I don't want to say the name of them because I don't want people to see me in those films. Those films were not all that great. But
Okay, well, don't mention them then. If you don't want to,
yeah.
I'll go search them up and try to find
Yeah, I
them.
mean,
and tell
yeah.
you about them later.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
But I mean, I've worked in a lot of stuff that 'cause, in college, you just want as much experience as possible. And so half of the films I worked on, I don't even know the name of them. I was just trying to get all the experience that I could possibly get. These are the films that kind of stand out to me. And when I was 17 years old, I did a film called The Dancers. It was with a company called Are You Having Fun Productions.
Mhm.
It was just two lawyers who wanted to give Indy City youth the opportunity to make films. And that was my first time ever working on a film at 17. And then after that, I did theater for almost like 3 or 4 years. And some of those plays was Let No Man Put Us Under, The Wives, I did The Wives with Play from Kid and Play, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, Kid and Play from the rapper.
Yeah. So he was the star of that play. I mean, I've worked on so much stuff. Sometimes it's been so many years, I just lose track of a lot of them. But those are
So you're saying you've put your work in, right? And now you're earning that.
Yeah.
You know, they always say that you know, everybody wants to be a star, but some of them want to be a star.
Yeah.
They want this star to shine bright right away.
Yeah,
but they have to put in the work.
You have to put in the work. You have to put in the tears, right? I say to everybody, if you're trying to pursue something, trying to pursue your passion, there's going to be some tears in that, and it was definitely a lot of tears for me. It was not a comfortable ride at all. Whether it was because when I first started out, nobody really believed in me, and my family, they were supportive, but they were really pushing me to have a plan B. And for me, I feel, and I still feel this way today, and I felt then, is that when you're made to do something, it's not a matter of if it's going to happen, it's just a matter of when. And so what do I need a plan B for when I know this is going to happen in my life? And that just wasn't a supportive idea at the time. And so I literally went and lived on a train for 2 weeks because I didn't want to hear and listen to no naysayers. But that's how driven I was. I needed to have my mental space in order to pursue what I wanted to do. And it's still the same way to this day. Is that if I have a vision, I have a passion, I understand in order to build something, you have to be uncomfortable. You don't even know your capacity unless you put yourself in a very uncomfortable position. And I try to do that at each stage of my life, each stage of my career. Try to put myself in a comfortable position and do something that I've never tried before and see who I really am at the end of that. So
y'all heard it from John Walsh. You got to believe in who? Yourself.
Believe in yourself.
You got to believe in yourself. When nobody believes in you, you better believe in yourself.
You got to.
Okay?
Yeah.
Because self-worth is worth a whole lot.
It really is.
Okay, listen. We're gonna take a break and play some music.
Yeah.
During this song is by Keith James. We're gonna come back.
All right.
And we're gonna stay up close and personal.
All right.
With the next Denzel Washington. hey, you heard me say it right here on Intellectual Radio. This is called Let It Snow. Keith say, let it snow.
All right. Thank y'all for keep on watching. Appreciate you guys.
You know Keith?
I don't know.
Keith James from the South Side.
I know a lot of people by face.
I'm just happy that I can play his music.
Yeah.
'Tis the season.
I like his music.
To give with your heart.
Look him up.
Yeah.
Maybe build a snowman with the kids in the
So
park.
you know we're gonna talk about your movie,
Let's
your
go
film
downtown
decision.
and
But we're
watch
not gonna talk about
like
that just
shitty
yet.
Christmas tree. Come home
gonna
and
ask you
sing
about
ourselves to
When you make
sleep.
it, because you're gonna make it. Are there any
All the
actors or
laughter,
actresses that you work
joy
with
in
that
the
you
air.
would try to take with you?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Time seems crazy, but the
That might be the
spirit's
next
really
one. I'm gonna
here.
ask that on this podcast.
Oh yeah. I'm already there, man.
Everywhere you look around, caroling their way through town. They say let it snow as we trim the tree to some Nat King Cole and the Jackson family with the people you love. On this Christmas, kisses and hugs. On this Christmas for me. And I hope the same for you. Fire is burning on a silent night. Not a creature is stirring, and the children are tucked in tight. They're dreaming about how Santa stopping by this year. I know it fills their hearts with cheer. Yeah. Let's make this Christmas the best of all time. Yeah. Just for one day we'll leave no troubles behind us. Take a bow, here and now. We won't let this cold world get us down. And I hope the same for you. Oh, yeah. As we trim the tree to some Nat King Cole and the Jackson family with the people you love. On this Christmas, kisses and hugs. On this Christmas, for some kisses for me. And I hope the same for you. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Hope you got some kisses for me. Yeah.
Just a few songs that he recorded. And these were two that I could stand.
Let us know.
I'm about that one to back.
And I love them now. Say let it go. Tree to some Nat King Cole and the Jackson family. Kisses and hugs on this Christmas. And I hope the same for you. Oh, yeah.
All right now. That is the sound of Keith James. Some people might know him as Marcus French. I don't know if I'm supposed to say that, but you know, I say whatever that wants to come out my mouth because that's who I am. I am Katie Lowe. I'm the boss lady of Rhythm Flow Radio, and I say what I want to say. And one day they gonna show me the front door. And guess what? I ain't going. We don't have to. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna take my glasses off and I'm gonna stand up there and I'm gonna tell them, call the police. And then I'm gonna get on the floor and I'm gonna throw a tantrum because I ain't going. I'm just kidding. I know what, but listen. I know sometimes I come up in here and I say things I shouldn't say, but this is my show.
Hey.
And I can say what I want to say. And I know one day they're going to put me out. I've been preparing for it, just like you preparing yourself.
Yes,
I've been preparing for that day that I walk up in here in the house that Earl built and they put my big behind out. But as big as I am, I'm going to lay down on the floor and they're going to have to drag me out. Then I'm going to sue them. Ooh, did I say that on the air? Earl, I didn't mean that. But anyway, welcome back to the house that Earl built, the number one internet radio station, IntellectualRadio.com, an iHeart radio station with over 70 shows, 70 to 150 hosts and co-hosts, streaming 24/7 on your smart device with internet access. I want to take time. Okay, she's finna take out pictures, y'all.
Right.
Watch this. I tell everything, don't I? Listen, I am so glad, I am so proud and honored to have our producer, Wanda B sitting behind the desk today.
Yeah.
I want everybody to know Wanda B is the creative director, and she's also a radio host of a show that's called He Said, She Said.
Uh-huh.
And I tell you, that show, they have I'm just gonna tell you like it is.
Yeah.
They don't do nothing but gossip. They don't tell nobody's business.
Yeah, yeah.
But they do gossip. They talk about relationships.
Yeah. Yeah.
All kind of relationships. If you got a relationship problems, you should tune in Sunday at 2:00 and get it solved. If they don't solve it in one show, they will solve it in two. What you say, Wanda? Okay. But anyway, Wanda, I thank you so much for sitting behind the desk. I really enjoy when you're back there. I hope Earl gets mad because I said that. Also, I want to say to Nicole Nellums and Tony Briscoe, December the 15th, about 4:30 p.m., you will be coming Briscoes because Nicole will be changing your name to Nicole Briscoe. You will be marrying Tony Briscoe in Clearwater, Florida. I got my bags all packed. When I leave the show today, I'm going home and drink some champagne. I didn't say it on the air. I didn't say it. I drank some champagne and try to be at the airport tomorrow at 6:40. So I can go to Clearwater, and on the 15th, I can be a part of that wedding. Nicole, I want everybody to know, is a graduate from the University of Illinois in Champaign.
Nice, nice.
She is a math major. I am so glad to say that. She is an applications engineer for Activa. And her husband, Tony Briscoe, is a writer for the Chicago Tribune.
Nice.
I wish them much success. I wish them love, peace, joy, happiness, and much prosperity. Congratulations, you two. I can't wait. Now, back to our future Denzel Washington.
All right.
Because, girl, let me tell y'all, ladies, if you can't see it, he is some deep, dark chocolate with some pretty teeth. And, honey, you could be hey, tell your wife don't get mad. It's all in fun. I do this all the time. Every time a man come in here, what do I do, Wanda? I do just what I'm doing now. And you better feel good about yourself when you leave here, because I'm going to build you up.
I appreciate you.
All right, then.
Yeah.
Now to the next Denzel Washington. My thing is, you've come a long ways from, you were born here in Chicago.
Yes.
You graduated from high school here in Chicago.
Yes,
you went to Columbia College. You graduated.
Yes.
You've worked on some major, I'm going to call them movies.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
And you were connected to them in a way that you got recognition.
Yes.
Now, this is a big question.
All right.
How did you get to be a Grammy? Am I saying that right? Emmy nominated.
Yeah, Emmy nominated. Yeah.
Filmmaker. Tell me how that happened. I just want to know.
Yeah. So, I mean, back to what we were talking about earlier about like really, in order to be successful, you have to shed some tears. It definitely came by tears. So I was working for a company called UMI Media for about 6 years, where I produced all the video content and helped them distribute films with celebrities that wanted to do Christian films. So we distributed films for like Ben Raines and who else? Bill Dukes, The Pact. So we had some pretty good people that we distributed their films. Well, in 2011, the company finally got hit by the downturn of the economic system from the recession back in 2008. Okay. And so they had to fold that division of the company. And so, but what that did for me, that left me in a very interesting position. So this is why I always tell people, pay attention to what you sign, right? And pay attention to the business aspect of this industry. I had signed a non-compete where I couldn't go and work for any of my competitions or any of their competition for at least 2 years. And so when they folded, they still had a company, which is called Urban Ministries. And so I couldn't go work for anybody. But before I signed the non-compete, I had them put in there that I can still use the film in order to build a name for myself. But it was a tough time. So my wife and I, we ended up losing everything. We lost our house. We lost our cars.
Oh, you're married?
I am married. Yeah. Yeah.
Did you? Well, I mean, you opened the door. You said my wife and I.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you got to be a married man.
I am married.
Now you know my next question. How many kids you got?
I have 3 kids. My daughter's birthday is today. Happy birthday, Jessica.
Hey, Jessica. Happy birthday, girl.
Yeah. So I have 3. I have a 26-year-old, 12, and a 10.
Oh, baby, you don't look over 26 yourself. Sure. So hey, Wanda, give me a heart attack. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I have 1 grandchild too.
You're a grandpa?
I am.
Wait, now I'm finna leave.
Yeah.
I'm leaving. Ain't no grandfather got no business looking this good sitting in my chair.
So I'm gonna give him a shout out too. TJ, Papa, I love you. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Now, go ahead. What you talking about? I'm sorry.
But no, yeah. So we ended up losing everything, and thank God for a couple of friends of ours allowed us to rent their place out in Aurora. But it was a challenging time because we had lost everything, and it had gotten so bad that we couldn't even afford to have gas and electricity in the house. And so I remember sitting in the basement of that house with no electricity, no gas, and I'm in tears. And I felt that God was just being unfair to me. And I just remember hearing a voice said that you're made for this. Take what you have, and you'll be all right. And I remember that I'm made to be a producer. That's what I'm supposed to do. And just because you have a little bit of adversity in your story doesn't mean it's the end of your story. And so that's exactly what I did. I started to come up with a game plan with getting that Emmy nomination. And the first things first was to kind of put it in film festivals and then work that circuit and then get it on TV. And before you know it, just staying diligent and all while, and this is the interesting part of the story, all while I'm doing this, because I signed to not compete, I had to go and work for Macy's in the basement, man. I was putting clothes on the hangers because, you got to do what you got to do. And so we didn't have a car. I didn't have a car. My wife had a car. So I was walking 7 miles to work and 7 miles back, and rain, snow, sleet, it didn't matter. But all while I was walking, I was practicing my red carpet interview. And that's what I did.
While you was walking, you was practicing the red. That's all right. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
It got me through. And so sure enough, what was interesting about it is that everybody at Macy's, they couldn't understand why was I so happy? Why was I so ambitious about my life? But it's because in my mind, I had been there. It's one guy that I learned to dream from, and that was Martin Luther King. He had a dream, and even though people didn't see his dream, he saw it. And he saw it all the way to the end of his life. And for me, it's the same thing, is that I learned from him how to have a dream and to see it out. And so while I'm working at Macy's, I'm living in my dream, and I'm again constantly having these interviews with myself. And so when the nomination came, it was exciting, but it was almost like, okay, this is supposed to happen. This is, I've been there mentally.
What were the films that got you nominated?
So the movie that got nominated, it was a documentary called Mound Bayou, The Jewel of the Delta. 2014.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the Audience Choice Award at many film festivals.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we won Best Documentary in every film festival we were in. We won Audience Choice in every film festival we were in.
Okay.
Yeah. And we were also nominated by the African American Arts Alliance for Best Documentary as well.
So that just all of the trials and tribulations sound like somebody from the Bible. I don't want to sound like that, but it just came and stuff just come out your mouth.
Yeah.
Watch that. Anyway, all of those trials and tribulations, all of those things that you went through help you be the man you are today.
Yeah.
But that's what they say. When we're put in this world, the things that are going to happen to us, it's supposed to happen.
Yeah.
And it happens for a reason.
It does.
So yours it happened to make you stronger.
Yeah.
And have as you say, you got to believe in you. And you believe in you.
Yeah.
And look where you are today.
Yeah.
Now,
grateful.
We got to talk about 2018.
Yeah.
Decisions.
Yeah, decisions.
What led to decisions?
Yeah.
I watched that. That is. Yeah. But this is happening today.
Yeah.
It really is in real life.
It is.
So I don't want to talk about it. I'm gonna let you talk about it. This is you're supposed to share. Let you talk about your 2018 film called Decisions.
Yeah, Decisions came about. It came about by accident. We were down in Mississippi. We were staying in Memphis, but we were filming a movie Mound Bayou there. Mm-hmm. And I didn't know this at the time, but I didn't know that if it snows even like a half an inch, they shut down the whole city.
Yeah.
and we were in the DoubleTree Hotel, and we didn't have anything else to do, and so we called up the manager there, and I said, look, I give your hotel a lot of business, so I want to film in your hotel for free. And so they allow us to film a portion of it there, and that was the origin of it. And then when we came back to Chicago, I wrote the script out. And what I really wanted to do was I wanted to address just the issue that I saw a lot in the lives of the people in my community. Black men are being taken out of the household, and when they come back to it, the damage that's been done by that has been happening. And I just wanted to have a story that addresses those things. And I really wanted to have a story that talks about reconciliation and forgiveness, and how you can't move forward in your life unless you forgive, right? And heal.
I've had a lot of people who talk about, they call it mass incarceration scheme.
Yeah.
And they say it's a scheme because slavery is supposed to be abolished.
Yeah.
But yet and still, if you look at the statistics of the men that are in prison, and the United States is number one in incarceration.
It is. Yeah.
If you go down the list and look at all the things that the United States, how they rank, they rank number one in incarceration.
Yeah.
And when it comes to men of color, and you look at the jails, there are more of them that are locked up than any other race.
Yeah.
And it's sad that when an African, I'm going to just say a black man goes to prison, whether he is guilty or not guilty, he leaves something, and he leaves his family.
Yeah.
And a lot of times when they come out of the prison system, we all know that the prison system does not do what it's supposed. It doesn't rehabilitate them.
No, not at all.
Most of them are just sitting there daily, just waiting a time.
Yeah.
They're not rehabilitated. When a lot of black men come out of prison, they go in and their daughters or their sons are kids.
Yeah.
And when they come out, they are men.
Yeah.
And I should say, from watching Decision addresses that in a big, big way.
Thank you. Yeah.
And then I had to go back and look.
Yeah.
Because I realized the son was John Ross. How about that?
Yeah.
And of course, our friend Harold Dennis.
Yeah, Harold Dennis is my guy.
Yes.
Yeah, we've been working together for about.
I took some acting classes with him.
Yeah.
From Sorrento Studio.
Yeah.
Over in Oak Park. Yeah.
I've been working with Harold since I guess about 2002, 2003. We were in a play together called The Wives, and I was the husband, and he was the man cheating on my wife.
Harold.
Yeah,
Harold plays a lot of different roles.
Yeah. He's a very versatile actor. But when I was thinking about doing Decisions, there was no other person in my mind that I wanted to be in there. Yeah. He's a phenomenal actor, and anytime I'm filming something, you just gotta let me know.
I'm gonna ask you like that was you. Y'all don't know what's happening outside the window, and I can't tell you, but see, last time he was over there. But anyway, I want to ask you about Decision. A lot of times when film.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's your.
It's a non-for-profit I have. Yeah.
Okay.
We'll talk about it in a minute.
Okay. Anyway, a lot of times when filmmakers, producers, directors make these short films. I mean, I want to ask you, where is Decisions going to go from?
Yeah, so I mean, the
what are you going to do with it?
The game plan with Decisions is it was more so of a film to get people interested in the style of filmmaking.
Will they go to Amazon or anything like that?
Not sure just yet. Right now, it's we just have it on creation.com, and big up to Creations. It's a great streaming app.
Okay.
But that's kind of what I want to do with it, keep it there. But I really want people to be introduced to a lot of things that I'll be doing in the next year with my non-for-profit and a new company I just started.
You got a non-for-profit?
I do.
What's the name of that non-for-profit?
It's called Somebody's Nobodies.
Somebody's Nobody. Tell me about Somebody's Nobody.
Yeah. So the name came from, when I was in the industry starting out, you get around all these people that have these big names, and you can kind of feel like a nobody, right? But it wasn't until someone of them took the time out and spoke to me and had what they call an IC and U conversation, right? And
A what?
It's called an I see in you conversation.
Okay,
And so,
I see
yeah,
in
so
you.
I
I
see.
see in you.
Yeah,
Oh,
right,
okay. I
right.
got it. I got it.
And I can't take credit for that. That
Okay.
was Dave Ferguson
Okay.
that taught me that. But Dave and John Ferguson. So I haven't forgotten. I'm giving y'all your credit. But Will had that I see in you conversation with me, and after that conversation, I felt like I was. It was amazing how I felt like energized, like I was somebody.
Mhm.
And look what I've gone on to accomplish since then. And since then, I've been able to teach a lot of young people and have that same conversation with them. You know, I see in you a little bit of me. Come and work under me, learn from me, and put you right to work in this industry. And it's been working out pretty good. And so that led to me wanting to start the non-for-profit Somebody's Nobody's.
Okay. If somebody wanted to find out about the Somebody's Nobody non-for-profit, how would they find it?
As of right now, you can go to our Instagram, Some Nobodies right now,
Mhm.
and find out more about it on my Instagram page. So,
Okay.
but next year we'll have a website up and all that stuff ready to go. Yep.
Yeah, this I guess
Yeah.
gonna be about our last question,
Okay. All right.
and you can think about it.
All right. All right.
You see, I see that you're on your road. I see that you are on the road to greatness.
I appreciate it. Yeah.
Number one, don't forget us here. Don't forget
Never.
about us here at Rhythm Flow Radio at IntellectualRadio.com.
Yeah. Yeah. I ain't gonna
Okay?
forget you
Don't
guys.
forget about us.
Yep.
But out of all your projects,
Mhm.
you work with a lot of different actors and actresses.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You go make it big.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Might be next year.
Oh yeah. Yeah. It is.
Is there anybody? I mean, I know I shouldn't ask this question, but
Yeah.
it's just because I'm so doggone nosy. Is there anybody that you would take along with you
On my way to greatness.
on your way to greatness? Who would you pull up? I said, like they said back in the cowboy days.
Yeah.
Who would you pull up by the bootstraps
Who
and
would I
take
pull
with
out? Everybody that rocked with me when I was that nobody, right? You know, and my team that I have now is Somebody's Nobody's. Dimitri,
you? Mhm.
Conrad, Naf, Tommy, my cousin Kyle in Portland, Oregon. We're gonna be out there pretty soon. My guy Johnny in Tampa. Those are just a start. But just everybody along the way. And the great thing about it is that a lot of people that I've worked with that I gave an opportunity to, they're doing great in this industry right now. I think of like a Brandon Rowley who just did the movie with Chance the Rapper called Slice,
Okay.
but he started out doing my projects, or with the Harold Dennis and stuff like that. Everybody just kind of work with me. My goal, and you can ask anybody, is always to build people up. And to see them do great things, and so the track record is already there, and so it's just kind of just expanding that, right? And I want to be able to say, so you want to know the end vision of myself? I want to be able to fill up 3 stadiums full of people who said that if it had not been for me meeting John and learning from him and him investing into my life, that I wouldn't be here today. And that will be the end game for me. So it's not about money. It's not about that, even though I like money, right? But it's not about that. Yeah. But it's not about that. But it's about impacting the world one person at a time and changing it and helping people believe that if you just dream the dream and stick with it, that it will happen. And that's John Ross in a nutshell.
Okay, John Ross. Another thing I want to ask you. Leave a word of confidence for young people who are trying to get in this industry.
Yeah.
Leave them some confidence. Leave them some motivation. Leave them a thought.
Yeah.
Tell them what they should do.
Yeah.
Leave them something positive.
Yeah.
I mean, you're from Chicago.
I am.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you can do it,
yeah,
leave them something.
Oh, I got you. Well, just to the young people out there, you have everything that you need today in order to make a dent in this world, right? And so I like to tell like a young people is that you have this thing called the smartphone in your hand. That thing can film your own project. That thing could distribute your own project. That thing could market itself. Use those tools that you have in order to make a name for yourself. The next thing is that don't be afraid to fail. Failure is how you learn, and that's the only way that you're going to get on top. The last thing is that you can do it. The only person that's stopping you is you. that if you just stick with it, if you're made for this industry and you know this is what you want to do, just stick with it. I'm a man of faith, so I'm always say pray and just stick with it and it will happen. And if you don't believe it, just look at my life. I'm this kid from the south side of Chicago, grew up poor, grew up from a broken family. And thank God that my family's back together and we reconcile. But grew up in a broken family, raised by my grandparents, parents there every now and again, to where I'm at today, where not only was I able to pursue my dreams, but I was able to pursue the dream of a family being reconciled and back together. And now my father and I, we have a great relationship with each other. My mother, rest her soul, had a great relationship before she passed away. And we're doing good. But it's all started with just that drive to be great. Every last one of you all you have the ability to be great. And I think that it's just a sad thing that so many people have been blinded by the lies that they're just ordinary people. And I give this example, and this is the last thing I'll say. I'll give this example to a lot of my students that I teach, is that there are 7 billion people on this planet, and each person has their own fingerprint. That means that you are special. You are made for a purpose. And you need to go out there and just walk in your calling, walk in your purpose, and change this world one dream, one vision at a time.
Okay. We have been live here with John Ross, Chicago born, Emmy nominated filmmaker, an actor, producer, and director.
And I thank you for having me.
Listen, if John Ross can do it, hey, you can do it.
Yes.
All right?
Yes.
That's the way it works. Yeah. So, hey, 2019. Listen, I can't believe that it's right around the corner.
Wow, time flew. Yeah.
It's right around the corner.
Yeah.
You can do it. Yeah. All you got to do is apply yourself.
Yeah.
I want to tell you that today's show has been brought to you by Singleton's Education Academy, 4215 West End in Chicago, Illinois. They're teaching courses in basic life support. They're teaching BLS and CPR for professionals and non-healthcare professionals. They're teaching pediatric advanced life support, neonatal resuscitation. They are a neonatal resuscitation provider. They also provide CNA recertification. Please call my friend Ruthie Singleton at 773-475-7054 or send her an email at singletoneducationacademy@outlook.com. I want to say, if your favorite show is the J Spot, Joe Jakin, Dana being Dana, Making Wave with Mr. Darcy, The Drive at 5, He Said, She Said, or Rhythm Flow Radio, they are everywhere, accessible anywhere, at any time. You can always check on your favorite radio show on IntellectualRadio.com, wherever you are, at home, or on the other side of the world. I want to leave you with this. I want to thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
For, being a part of our platform.
Yeah.
Keep in touch.
I will.
When you got a project, ring our bell.
All right. I'll do that.
Don't let. I want to say to you, the self-worth, self-love, self-respect, and self-worth, they all start with self. Remember, it's not what you think you are that holds you back. It's what you think you are not. I want you to enjoy the rest of the week. I will not be here to wish you a Merry Christmas. I will not be here to wish you a Happy New Year. I'm going to be somewhere where it's warm. All I can say is I hope it don't snow on you. And I hope you have a good time. But remember, confidence will make you happier than any diet will eat you healthy. I guess that's all I got to say. If you don't have anything to say, we're going to sign off. You got anything else you want to talk about? Did we leave out something?
No, just I just want to give a shout out to my wife, Valerie Ross. Love you. My kids, Christian and Christopher. Daddy loves you. Jessica, happy birthday again. And I'll see you in a few because we're going to go and have dinner together. And
ain't that sweet?
Yeah, my father.
I'm going to sign off. Listen.
Yeah.
Nobody knows who's in the studio, but I'm going to tell y'all, my buddy, John Hill is
John Hill's
here,
out there.
and I'm gonna play his song.
All right, let's rip
I'm gonna play it because I was in the store and I didn't hear this song, but I heard the other song, and I know where this song come from.
All right.
So I'm gonna tell you, in 2019, John Hill team, John Hill say, "You gotta be what so strong."
Nice.
No more Mr. Nice Guy.